What is going on, you dead set legends? Things might sound, they might see, they might be a little bit different because when you become a traveling circus act like the Aussie arm wrestler, they tend to lose your bags at the airport that has all of my gear in it. So shout out to my brother-in-law. I've got his microphone here. So you guys in the chat will have to help me out to see if everything is going. But ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Ready Bang, the number one interactive arm wrestling podcast in the world. I am your host, the Aussie arm wrestler, and as always, you dead set legends, in all of its glory right there, the most coveted arm wrestling trophy in the world, the 2019 Melbourne Cup, third place. Amateur 80 to 95 kilos left arm. When I look at this thing directly in the eye, I just lose track of where the world is. But we're joined now. We are here because my next event coming up is where we've got one of the owners of High Five Arm Wrestling. Their event is Knuckles Up. It is going to be an absolute banger. We're going to go through the card. We're all going to talk about it in just a moment. I have one of the owners here, and this is Big Willie B. What is going on, Will, you superstar?
I'm feeling absolutely fantastic. Training's going well, and I honestly, you're not going to see me doing anything but smile this entire time. You know, we've had an amazing just 3-4 months putting this event together, and we're super, super excited, and we're completely honored to have you as the host of the night. So we're going to chat we could chat for 10 hours, I'm sure, but I'm ready for some hard-hitting questions. I'm ready for a little inside scoop, and we'll make this stuff happen.
Oh, I've got a couple of good questions. I got a couple of fun questions for you as well. So Chris is trying to get on, but his device just doesn't appear to be working. So we'll have another one of the owners. Hey, everyone, can we just give Will a ready bang in the comment section, guys? And I'll get to you in a moment. Will, can you just give everyone a bit of a background of what High Five Arm Wrestling is all about?
Sure, 100%. So High Five Arm Wrestling has and always will be about the community of arm wrestling. We are about bringing arm wrestling to the people, by the people. And we started as just a club in a park, you know. Jason and Christopher, the other two owners of the team, you know, decided about 2.5 years ago, you know, kind of in the height of the whole shutdown thing, let's get together somehow. And there's Chris, get together somehow and keep arm wrestling. So they joined together in a park, and then slowly it grew. And then we went from, you know, a VFW not far from the facility we're in now. And now we train and practice out of a 55,000 square foot facility, strength and conditioning facility. Great. And we're growing and getting bigger and better every single year.
Mate, it sounds amazing, the setup that you guys got going. I was watching a video, it was either this morning or last night, with your whole setup. I mean, bloody hell, have you guys got a setup? And, of course, another one of the owners of the High Five finally got his shit together. I got it there. I'm talking about the Flamingo, Chris Florendo.
Hey, what's up,
what
guys?
up, buddy?
Sorry about the delay, but yeah, it's some technical issues, but we're on, yeah.
Yeah, no, that's a great start in selling a pay-per-view when you just like one of the owners has technical issues. Hey, great start there.
I'm not part of the production group.
We'll get it in there. Let's just start quickly. Say hi to everyone in the chat. The Dangerous One is very excited. He says it's a great card. Mario versus Pavlo will be an absolute banger. We got my man, White Wolf. Ready Fang is hanging and banging. He's ready to sling and slang. We got Johnny Cooper with a ready bang. Bloody hell. Getting there. Ready chitty chitty bang bang from the algorithm boosting comment that is the Drew24 Trip War. Taking about, he says bang. And Will, my man, got to spend some time with him in Arizona. Says Craig Touye versus Svetan Gashevsky. is going to be the best, in my opinion. And you're getting that match for free as well.
Right.
So we'll get into that a little bit later on. We got the Tall Paul Hutchings with a ready bang. What is up, Tall Paul? Tall Paul, I hope, like, when I finally meet you, buddy, I hope you're like 5'6". I really do. By calling yourself Tall Paul, I hope you're like short as shit. We got Keithy all the way from Wales. What up? What up, Keithy? Who else is in the chat? The Pronator Tender. He's up and about. STP. He's there. Swords to Plowshare. He's up and about. The Wise Old Man. He's in there, my man. Joe Nelson. Let's go. Hi, everybody. King Hoddle. He's in there. The Chuggington. I got to make sure I say hi to everyone before we start the show. Wise Old Man and the Bionic One. Dan Plexman in there. Lucha Pagliacci. Ajax Wilson, mate. They're all happening here with the ready bangs. And, of course, Spermie's ass is creamy. So, Chris, we just got a bit of a background about High Five Wrestling. What about how you and Will started this? How did you guys quickly meet? When did you both just like look at each other and give yourself the nod and went, yeah, this is another lunatic on my level. Let's partner up.
Yeah, so funny enough, the kind of way it worked out was through Jason, actually. So they work out at the same gym together. Will is actually one of the managers there. So he set up this whole section called the SNC, which is their strongman and powerlifting section, which is really awesome. It's a great part of the gym. And Signature Fitness, where we train at every Sunday. And one of the cool things was before we ended up training at Signature, we're at the VFW. Jason comes up to me. We've been training for years before that, right? We'd probably been together for 4 years now, where we're training even in his garage during COVID. So he comes up and he's like, dude, I met this guy at the gym. He's like 300 plus pounds. He's like 6 something. He's a big guy. I think he has great potential in the sport. So I'm like, all right, well, I got to meet him because, especially with arm wrestling, there's people with tons of strengths background, but it doesn't really translate to the table. So Will walks into the VFW and I'm like, holy shit, this guy's fucking huge. Like, I got to get as many wins as I can get on him now while I can, that he doesn't know any technique. But yeah, he gets on the table and I'm like, wow, this guy's hand's solid. It feels like I'm holding a fat grip. And I told him off the rip, I was like, it's going to be a very short time, but you're going to excel very quickly in this sport. Once you can translate all that strength that you have that I can tell you're carrying, you're going to do some crazy damage. And he was very humble to come to the table. A lot of big guys too will come in thinking like, oh, I bench press X amount of weight. So these small guys, there's nothing I can learn from you. But he approached it like an athlete and he's like, hey, what can you teach me? Show me kind of the different techniques to stay safe. That was his big priority in the beginning. And yeah, he's an awesome person to train with and also like kind of learn the sport with.
Yeah, beautiful. Now, is this because you guys have ran events and things like that? But is this the first Knuckles Up?
Yes, correct. This is the first official, one of many.
Yes, that's what we love to hear.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. Yep, it's our first one.
When did the idea come up? I mean, we're going to go through the card in a minute, and I've got some good things about the card, and then I've got some bad things about the card, but that's okay. We'll get there. We'll work it out. But why was the time right now? And out of curiosity, who was the first match booked?
So for the pay-per-view event in general was. So about a year and a half ago, I want to say now, we hosted a seminar with Devin Larrett, and it went great. We were able to give back to the community, and we just saw when everyone who's like-minded comes together, you can do some great things. We soon thereafter held a qualifying tournament for the Arnold Classic for the USAA, and that went great. So we're like, well, what's the next step? One of our mottos is, like I mentioned before, is arm wrestling for the people, by the people. And myself, Chris, Jason, the whole team, we love watching East versus West. We love watching King of the Table. We wouldn't be having this conversation if we didn't, right? And we were like, I think we could do this. So we're looking at each other and like, well, what's stopping us from doing it? And honestly, we just said, let's do it. And we just started about 4 months ago. We started to really get the wheels turning. And in terms of the first match, Chris, correct me if I'm wrong, I believe the first one was Marcio and Pavlo.
Yeah, so the hard part about this, right, is we were able to secure like half of a lot of cards. So, I mean, a lot of these people on the cards are just killers, right? We say, hey, we want to set up a super match. It's going to be in your backyard. And they're immediately like, I'll pull anyone, anywhere, anytime. So, Marcio was one of those first people that were like, hey, if we could get somebody from overseas or even somebody local, would you want to pull them? And he's like, yeah, man, just let me know. You know, I've been coming back from this injury and I feel ready. You know, this was around right before the right after the Arnold Classic where he had that finals match with Pavlo. He's like, I'd love to revisit that. So yeah, that was one of the first ones that we kind of were able to put in the books.
Yep.
Yeah, mate, it is going to be brilliant. Obson 33's up and about. He says, I will be at the event.
Awesome.
Nice. Love it.
Wait. Well, we're going to talk. Yeah, we're going to talk about the event. Speaking of someone that can run good events, my man, Tim Talmadge, in the chat from Arm Sports Entertainment after coming back from Arizona. Still haven't got my bag yet, Tim. Hopefully later on today, I will get my luggage back. That's not Tim's fault at all. That's not Tim's fault, but I've been talking to him. David Ma is in the chat. And then we've got the High Five crew. Awesome people and a great gym. And then, of course, the tipster's hanging about. He says, hello, Aussie. Knuckles up. Anabolic Spinach wants Marcio versus Robbie Toppy. Left hand. Well, they've got a banger of a card here. So it's starting off live on YouTube. It's going to be great. You've got 4 matches lined up. I'll get the graphic up in a moment. Where will the pay-per-view be, Will?
So it'll be directly on our website, and we're actually going to be launching that for pre-sale, I believe, next week.
Yeah. Okay. So I did have the website up. I'm just going to get it up here. The High Five. Who came up with the name The High Five?
Chris, shall you?
So yeah, I mean, I can't take any credit for that. That was really Jason and the mastermind behind thinking of ways to essentially start off as like a tournament and then eventually kind of built up into a team. And it was kind of, the goal was kind of to do what we're doing now, where we wanted to see what are like the top 5 matches that people want to see. And we figured, you know what, let's throw in some extra matches here just to come out big with our first one.
Yeah, I'm seeing a lot of blame put on Jason because he's not here. Bad luck, Jason. Hey, whatever. All the good ideas Chris and Will have been taking. Oh, yeah, mate. We sorted that Marcio Pavlo match here. Oh, who came up with that name? Oh, no, Jason. Yeah, he's not here. But here it is, guys. Yeah, no, it's cool. It's cool. The High Five, AEW.com. And then it is there, bringing arm wrestling to the people. Obviously, the seminar there with Devon, as mentioned before. It's looking really good there. And this is exactly where the pay-per-view will be. The pre-show will be on the YouTube channel, your guys' YouTube channel, which is going to be pretty slick. So, 2 things I don't like in arm wrestling, and let me just get the card up, is when people give themselves their own nickname.
Okay.
And when people book themselves on their own events. What is going on here, Chris? How did you let this through the gap?
Listen, Chris. Tell this guy why this happened. It's not my own choosing, okay?
So there is a little bit of
history here.
Jason's
Okay?
fault. Jason's not here. It's Jason's fault.
No.
So actually, the cool part about this, right, is there's a little bit of backstory. Like Will had mentioned, we had a qualifier for the Arnold Classic, but a lot of the team members actually went to the Arnold and competed. And we're fortunate enough to actually have a booth at the Arnold. And the gentleman on our card, Leroy Walker, was kind enough to stop by, and he was doing some, side table pulling. Will, just coming off the main stage, getting 5th at the Arnold and his first time competing, was like, hey, there's the world record strict curler here. Let me try to see what it is.
Big dude.
Yeah. So then I'm standing there seeing the Clash of the Titans, and they're just going at it. And I'm like, this looks like it'd be an awesome card. So, I mean, Leroy is a phenomenal guy off the table. Really, again, another gentle giant. And he was also one of the first people reached out to, and they're like, hey, we want to bring that powerlifting background to arm wrestling because we see that you have tons of potential that you've already shown at like the Monster Factory.
Yeah. Hopefully his injuries sorted. Oh, Will, don't even bother. Don't
even start here. Listen, my friend. We're going to be commentating that day. So, if I get a win, when I get this win, I better get an apology. You know what I mean? When you see this absolute banger of a match.
You are never going to book your match if you think you're going to lose. So, of course, you're going to win.
What are you talking about? The guy is absolutely massive. He's heavier than I am right now.
No, it is good. No, I don't mind. I actually don't mind if people book themselves on, because you guys are putting in a phenomenal effort. There's actually 4 matches, guys, on the YouTube live, because there's it's Vitor Munez. Is that how you say it? Which is Gabriela Vasconcelos' husband. Is that correct?
Correct.
Yeah, and he's taking on Paul Cruz. So you're going to get 4 matches on the YouTube live, and I can't believe you're getting Jason Merlo and Nicholas Nanasted. Nicholas Nanasted. You're getting that for free. And then, of course, like my man Enwill in the comments, I'm excited for Gashevsky and Craig Tullier for the YouTube live. So I'll start with you, Chris. Why 9 matches in total? Why only half on the pay-per-view? What was the thought process behind it all?
Yes, I think the biggest thing, right, is we call ourselves the High Five. We wanted to create like the top 5 matches that not necessarily equate to like an award or like a championship, so to speak, but more of just like what the people want to see. The reason why we expanded out to 9 now is because we realized like, hey, we're very new to this and you want to give people the biggest bang for the buck and also kind of show them what you're getting yourselves into with purchasing this pay-per-view. So we say, hey, we can't say, hey, charge this amount that's pretty much comparable to East versus West without proving to you that, hey, this is why we think it's worth that. So you can go to our YouTube, check it out. And it's almost like how you would watch any type of other fight, like boxing, your UFC, where you have these matches that you can watch for free. And you're like, oh, wow, that's the production value behind it. There's no brainer. I'm going to go pay for those 5 other matches. And then the benefit, right, is that's why we don't want to really call it an undercard, is because look at who's on the quote unquote undercard. You're getting for free all these top level people that could have been in a pay-per-view themselves. So we didn't want to undersell and say, hey, you're getting the production value, but getting lesser pullers. No, you're getting the same top level pullers for free. So how do you beat that?
I mean, the one thing I love about this card, and for those that are just joining us, the High Five crew somehow got together and went, let's bring the Aussie arm wrestler over. So I will be at this event. I'll be hosting. We're going to do a pre-show. Mate, they've got a meet and greet and everything. We'll get to that a bit in a moment. The one thing I do like about it, because I've been screaming about it for ages, is we need to start treating the athletes like they are megastars. Like if you head over to Maximum Bang, we're doing memorabilia and trading cards and things like that. So now if you turn up, which you can, which the guys will explain in a moment, you can turn up to this event. You can do a meet and greet with these superstars. Come say good day to the Aussie arm wrestler. You can, get photos, get stuff signed, and everything like that. So it is going to be, it's going to be a mega event. The one thing I do love about this card is when you go through it, besides the fact that one of the owners booked his own match, there's no, it's, for me, sometimes controversy creates cash. You have 2 guys that are suing WAF. You have one guy that loves to lick the neck of one of his masters in there, in Sabine Badalescu. Ryan Espy's on everyone's lips at the moment. You will never, ever see a boring Wagner-Bordolato arm wrestling match. You've got the greatest female arm wrestler on the planet in Gabriela Vasconcelos. You have Marcio Barboza's comeback match from injury since last year's King of the Table when he got injured against Irakli Zarakashvili. So, and then, of course, your main eventers in Dave Chaffington Esquire Jr. the third and Yordan Tsonev. Yordan coming off that awesome Bulgarian event where he ended up getting banned. So I think I might be banned as well because I commentated that event. So for me, you're telling stories. You've got exciting athletes. With one thing I'm sure everyone wants to know, do the High Five have an ethics committee just in case?
We do not.
You don't. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, I think we might just have a late withdrawal on one of those matches.
All I'll say is if I'm a big fan of Crocs, if you want to wear them, it's okay. If you want to wear sneakers, that's okay too. Don't worry.
Will, strike two. Strike two for you. You've booked yourself and you like Crocs. Hey, usual suspects. Let's chat to you guys because Will's starting to let me down. No, I'm only joking. The Drew 24 jumps in, says met Gabby's husband, real good guy. Strong. Carolyn Looms in the chat is like hashtag Will, which is good. August 26, Big Joe. August 26. And we're going to get to that in a moment. The Schmo says, let's get it, Will. Nasty Newark. Let's go, because we're in New Jersey. The Tipster, my man, he says, holy shit, what a great card. You guys are starting out with a very hot card. Aussie, please say Dave Chaffee. I love the Australian accent. Dave Chaffee. There you are, Tipster. Everyone was answering Joe about the date, which is good. Daryl Hart is in the chat. And he's got photos of more cats. Daryl, I think every time you tune on to my live show, you have more and more cats in your photos. Cut it out, Daryl. Cut it out. Silky Wilkie is in the chat as well. What up, Silky? Super chat from the Tipster says, good luck to the great guys. Yeah, these guys are awesome. Chuggington is in there. Says, Wagner can get pretty wild at the table. If SB loses, Wagner might be charged with abuse. Poor Ryan. I like Ryan Espy. But he's copping it. Carolyn, thank you very much. Huge supporter of the show. Says, Will, hey, selling tanks with athletes of SM online. Are you selling tanks with the athletes of the super matches online? Is that what you're asking, Carolyn?
I think that's what you're asking. Yeah.
Maybe can you elaborate a bit more? Suki reckons Wagner should show up in Crocs. I'll push him over if he does. DL's in the chat says the High Five is the best team in Jersey.
Devon,
New Jersey.
Yeah,
New Jersey.
All right.
There we go. Okay, and everyone's in there. What up, Pete? What is happening there? So I like this card. Is it because you're bringing so many international stars? I mean, Yordan, Gabby, you could say Gabby because, you know, she's in South America. Wagner's in South America as well. Sabine, Svetan. Where's Felicia from?
Sweden.
Oh, of course. Of course. Is it hard, like, organising so many flights and everything, especially first your Knuckles Up event?
Hold on, Chris. Hold on. I'm just going to say that the guy on this YouTube right now, Chris, has put so much work in. I mean, anyone who's ever put any kind of event like this together before understands that, especially with arm wrestling, you have a match, it's not going to work. And then you have a match, it's not going to work. You know, this card has probably changed over 2 or 3 times just because we wanted the best and just conflicts and all that type of stuff. But Chris is like a master when it comes to organization. When I tell you, like, this ship would sink like the Titanic if it wasn't for him.
No, I mean, honestly, again, it takes a village. So no, I appreciate the guys that work with me because I couldn't do it without them either. But yeah, to answer your question, Jake, it's like, yeah, it's a lot because like you're thinking about visas that we're constantly trying to follow up with. We're trying to work on like the flights, like you had mentioned, trying to make sure that one, it's a comfortable flight, but also they get here, and you know, in a timely manner. And then, you know, some of these people might not be flying back home. They might be, for example, Felicia. She's actually going to the WAF tournament right after because her son is also competing. She's going all the way to Kazakhstan. So because she actually just competed last year, she was one of the finalists also with Gabby. So yeah, we appreciate everyone on this card giving us the opportunity to say like, hey, I'm willing to take this long flight to go meet you guys and be part of this first ever card. Because again, without them, there would be no show.
Yeah. Oh, it's going to be a great card. I can't wait to get over there. I think the event's good because you've already sent like an agenda out. to all the athletes, and it is a stacked. Like, it's not only just this event, guys. It's a stacked 2 or 3 days, and we'll get to that. Joe Nelson, that's your first warning. He says, I think High Five needs an announcer dress code.
Yes.
Must have Crocs on
Yes.
feet.
Yeah.
Joe, it's your first warning, bud. We
Hey,
can do this the
hey,
easy
hey,
way, or we
what
can do this the
size-
hard way.
What size shoe are you, my friend?
Doesn't matter.
That's I think
I'm
I think
allergic.
it's very important.
I'm allergic. That's for sure. Devon's forearm says, "Open doors quietly." Sorry, I'm late. Johnny's in the chat says, "A buddy and I already have tickets.
Nice.
Really looking forward to it. Massive card. That is
Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
brilliant. Retro Rister. I think we're going to ban Joe if he makes one more suggestion. Because if you start putting ideas into these guys' heads, they're going to change it. So I'm with you. I'm with you, Retro Rister. Guys, mate, the agenda looks good. Like, give everyone, like, without giving too much away, but let's get people excited who are in the New Jersey area to come to the event. What have you got planned for them?
It's a jam-packed weekend full of everything arm wrestling. So obviously, tickets are live. Go to our Eventbrite, grab them now. Our gold VIP is already sold out. We have a few more silver VIP left, and then we have standard admission. So get them fast. Our goal
Silver
here,
VIP. Whoa.
Yeah.
Silver VIP. What do you get for that? I didn't realize. Like, I've been on your event page and I was having a bit of a squeeze at it. But what do you get for your silver VIP? Because there's tickets left.
Yeah, sure, no problem. So it's based off of two things. Number one, obviously, the gold was the front row. So you have the best seat in the house. And then the silver is 2 rows behind that. And that's the entire VIP section. But as a VIP, you're going to get a little swag bag with a couple of gifts. You're obviously going to have access to the athlete meet and greet. Everyone who comes to the event is allowed to come to the after poll. We just ask that you sign a waiver. God forbid we have a Zurab incident. Hope he's healing well. But yeah, as a VIP, you're going to get a couple more perks. You get first access to the venue. Obviously some special time with these athletes before and after the event. And then for the general admission, everyone is going to be able to do the after poll as well. But, really what the goal with this weekend for is just like you said, all of these athletes are superstars, right? They've been training for years and they are really trying to push the envelope in terms of the sport and their athleticism. So we wanted to celebrate that, right? So if let's say you're an experienced, you show up to the venue, there's lights, cameras, action, everything going on. You're coming into the meet and greet, you're getting things signed, you're getting to talk to these athletes, right? Then you sit down, and then when I say the show begins, I mean the event and show begins. We've pulled out all the stops on this. This isn't going to be like some quiet amphitheater where you're just, a little bit of round of applause and the night goes on. We are going to have music. We are going to have smoke machines. We are going to have lasers, all the lasers that you could want.
Yes.
It's really, we want the audience, and that's why the in-person is so valuable. We want the music and the experience to be thumping in your chest the entire time, and to really bring the level of the sport to something that no one's ever seen before. That's what we're super excited.
I'm excited.
About.
Shit, I'm going to be at the event, and I've almost just bought a silver VIP ticket, and I'm bloody hosting the event.
Yeah, and then other than that, what's really cool is because of the venue that it's in, there is a room block available. So if you want to make a weekend out of it, we are literally 5 minutes outside of Manhattan. You can spend the whole weekend in New York City. There's going to be food and drink at the event for purchase. So if you want to get plastered and stuff your face, you could do that too. We really want everyone to enjoy every single second of, the highest level of international arm wrestling we could possibly put together.
Well, I checked the sporting schedule, and the New York Mets are in town on the Tuesday, so I might have to include that. I've never been to a baseball game. Had my honeymoon in New York at Manhattan. So that is brilliant. So, Guy, it is brilliant. So head over to the YouTube Live. The High Five Arm Wrestling Show. They've been dropping the links in the comments there. You're going to get 4 amazing matches to start with. Will the press conference be on your website or the YouTube channel?
The press conference will be on the YouTube channel as well.
Yeah. So head over.
And so will the rules meeting as well.
The rules meeting. The rules meeting.
Jake,
I've been lucky enough to attend a lot of these rules meetings, and they tend to get longer and longer and longer.
Well, I can promise no one's going to push you over or take your life.
Bullshit. I want that. I want to be turning up. I want action. I want Sabine to bite Chance Shaw on the lip. I want Wagner to flip the press conference table over. I want Gabriella to just sit there and go, "Bye, Felicia," and just like walk off. Things like that. Yeah, I want it all to kick off. Absolutely. I love it when it all kicks off. As you saw a King of the Table, I couldn't stop smiling. I thought, here we go. I might wear one here. Someone might throw a punch on me. But, yeah, I'll do whatever I can to make it kick off. Carolyn, you superstar. Thank you very much. Says, my bad, Jake. You rock. Thank you very much. High five rocks. Yes, they do.
Thanks.
Shirts via websites, hard to come by in North America. Will you be taking pre-orders and sell high five signature design tank tops or any super match tanks like Chaffee versus Yordan? So are you guys going to do any special designed high five merch for Carolyn? She wants to support. She wants some tanks. So when she goes to the gym, she represents the high five crew.
Yes, Caroline, we will have a t-shirt pre-order. We just don't want to put it up until the design is final. Once the design's final, it will be something you can purchase through our website, and you will be able to request a signature on them as well.
Jeez, that's badass. That is badass. Thank you very much, Carolyn. Silky Wilkie has come in. He says Crocs should be mandatory for the audience dress code. It is. It's where you can't see them that counts. Sell Crocs at the door for any barefooters. Do you get any barefoot bandits that turn up?
Nah, not at our practice.
Good. Joe Nelson. Strike two, buddy, says Jake. Welcome back as bejeweled Crocs. Stop putting ideas in these guys.
I'm still waiting for a shoe size.
Not happening. No one knows. My shoe size is a mystery. Table IQ says open doors abruptly. How you going, you dead set legends? What is happening, Pete? You superstar. Everyone's getting stuck into me about Crocs. Silky Wilkie's in there. Says, wow, somebody finally got Svetdan to do a super match. And he will be at King of the Table as well, I believe. Which is good. How just quickly want to make sure I say hi to everyone. At the Armenian Arm Wrestler, how are you going, buddy? What is happening there? And he's saying hi to all the legends in the chat as well. So at the how many are you expecting at the event? Well, how many would you like? So if I go onto the High Five website, Chris, and it says High Five, knuckles up, sold out. How many people can you fit in?
Yeah, so we're hoping to have it sold out at 300 people. We want to pack that place in and kind of make sure that it's not too much that you can't actually see the stage, but enough that there's a crowd roaring behind you. Yeah,
shit. Jeez, that's all right. Wow. Yeah, so gold sold out, most of silver, VIP. Is that? Oh, that's all on that Eventbrite. I've got the link, but it's on my phone. So I will chuck. So for those on the East Coast that will be there, I'll be there as well. Everyone on the East Coast, after the show, I will chuck the Eventbrite link in the comments and the description as well. Big Norman Idleman. What up, Norman? Says the High Five is the best team here on the East Coast. Can't ask for a better team to train with. Excited for this event.
Yeah, what's up, Norm?
There's Norm train with you?
Yeah, Norm's a great guy. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, legend. No, that's cool. Nothing wrong with jumping in there. I do like it. If you are in the East Coast, make sure you come up. Say what's going on. Aussie Arm Wrestler. It's going to be a bit of fun. So on the commentary team, it's me and you, Will. Anyone else jumping in?
No, you're stuck with me, Jake. How can I say?
No, no, that's fine. That's fine. I'll teach you a few
I
things. No, I'm not
I hired myself as the commentator, not just a super match. So, but we'll see. I'll put the radio voice on, and we'll have a great time.
So are you getting like 3 paydays?
No, I'm
So
actually.
you're getting paid because you're the promoter, and then like you're an athlete, so you're getting paid to be an athlete. Oh, bonus money for winning because you're booking someone that you can easily beat, and then you're like, well, I'm commentating as well.
Well, first I'll say I hope Leroy is listening because you are not going to be his fan. Secondly, I will say I am not accepting any money for the match whatsoever, and I'm accepting no money for the commentary. And let's just hope I make a couple dollars at the end of the day. So we'll see.
No, we'll do whatever we say. So Carolyn's just saying, my bad, I meant high five standard design, not signature design.
Yeah. We're going to get those up as well. Yep.
Yeah, beautiful. Thank you, Carolyn. And then, of course, if you need to buy the tickets, they're right there. Thank you very much, Joe Nelson. A couple of things I want to have a bit of a chat about. First, we did a poll for all the Dead Set legends. I said, which match do you like the best at Knuckles Up? You only get 4 options. So it looks like very close. It's Dave Chaffee and Yordan Tsonev being the most popular after 74 votes. And then equal second is Marcio versus Pavlo and Chance versus Sabine Badalescu. So not bad. That's not bad bread at all. I mean, everyone's up and about for these matches. Now, everyone watching might sit there and go, August 26th. That sounds familiar. I'll start with you, Chris. What happened?
So kind of like what Will alluded to
Tell
earlier.
Tell them the truth, Christopher. Tell them the truth.
So, all right. So for what it's worth, right? Like we had this plan well before we heard of any East versus West coming out. So unfortunately, by the time that we saw that he had posted, or Engen had posted the lineup, we were like, crap, there's nothing we can do about it. We have all this production set up, we have the venue, and we have already started talking to athletes. For us to change it, we'd lose there. We might not be able to do it at all. So we decided, you know what, the best case scenario is, because we love East versus West. I mean, they're the go-to place, and we saw them as like pretty inspirational for us to do what we're doing now, right? Showing that, like, why don't we try to do not necessarily like an East versus West, but more of like an international. There's no like divide of them versus us. Just we could have East versus East or West versus West at ours. But let's do it where I feel a majority of the people watching it are going to be. I feel like you have most of the attendees wanting to go in person in the US. So we figured let's move it to more of a night show so that you could tune in. Like Will said, you'll have a full day of arm wrestling. You could watch East versus West beforehand, and you can hop in and see it live in person at ours.
Yeah, is that the truth, Will?
That's 100% the truth. It was essentially 4.5 months ago. We're putting this thing together, and all of a sudden we're like, well, I guess it's the same day as East versus West.
Yeah, it's going to be hard, and I'll keep mentioning it because we're just over 4 weeks away. We're just over 4 weeks away from that happening. And I guess, sitting here talking about it, I mean, we're in a very good spot in arm wrestling where anyone trying to pick a date now is going to have difficult because we've got East versus West next weekend because it's the weekend here in Australia. So next weekend's East versus West. August 12th is Arm Wrestling Canada. Mm-hmm. Then we've got 2 events on the 26th. September 23rd is King of the Table. September 30th is Arm Gods in Canada. I think there's an Arm Wars in there or maybe a Monster Factory in September as well. So it's very, very, we're in a very good place, but I'm not the one putting in thousands and thousands of dollars like you guys are, which I can't imagine. Right, let's bring the card back up. I need the usual suspects to get it. Let's get a poll going for the first match. Who wins? Try and get my one-hand typing skills go. Is it big Willie B freestyle? Or is it the person that weighs 155 pounds and he's 5'2"? No, Leroy Walker is a beast. Everyone saw him at Monster Factory. Those that follow him on Instagram, like I said, he's like the strict curl, almost the strict curl world record holder, I believe.
He did have it at one point, correct.
Yeah, he did have it at one point. So, good question here by King Huddle. Are they all right-handed matches?
They're all right-handed except for Ryan Espy and Wagner Bortolato.
Yeah, that'll be left hand if our friend Ryan hasn't got PTSD at the moment from what's happening. No, I am just winding you up, Ryan Espy. It would be good to actually just hang out and have a beer, but we've got it. We've got it here. So I'm going. Well, you got to vote for Will because he's not going to book a match that he's going to lose. So that's very interesting. Benjamin Fouché says, how do I watch both the YouTube live events and the pay-per-view events? Very easy, my man, Ben. You go over to the High Five Arm Wrestling YouTube channel. I'm going to drop all the links in the description straight after this show. And then you head over any day now. You head over to the High Five Arm Wrestling website, high5armwrestling.com, and you'll be able to pre-order the pay-per-view then. So pretty simple, which is good because sometimes, running around is going to be hard. Just quickly, why is Dave competing? Engage RC because he's a high-level arm wrestler. It's probably the best way. Is probably the best way to do it. But what event is this? This is the High Five Arm Wrestling. Knuckles up. The Lord. She's just jumped in the show. Engage. He's just jumped in the show. Yeah, so this is the High Five Arm Wrestling event. I've got two of the owners here that are organising it. And Engage, you better bloody believe it, you dead set legend. The Aussie arm wrestler will be on a plane and I will be over there. I need to sort one little thing out in my contract before I sign it. Just I don't have the color suit that you need. That's all.
That's okay.
That's the only thing.
We have already figured out the issue. You don't have the color suit, so the Crocs will be the right color. Yep, 100%.
So that's enough of Will. Let's get rid of Will after that.
That's awesome.
Chris, I got to take a look at that contract.
No, that is good. So guys, let us know in the comments what match you guys are super looking forward to. What match do you think will be a lock-in? I'm looking forward to seeing Jason Merlot on the table. He is one of those athletes I think that frustrate the hell out of me because potential through the roof. The guy is a genuine superstar of the sport, but he's a family man and he's got to work and pay the bills, so we don't see enough Jason Merlot as we would like. So, and I saw Nicholas Narstedt Pull in Norway this year, so it was pretty cool to see him. So I'm pumped for that matchup. What made you grab Jason? Is he a local boy, Chris?
Yeah, so I've actually known Jason for years. He trains out of that Beast Mode crew that I originally started with before founding the High Five with Jason Ciardi. Great dude, kind of exactly what you said, right? He's an awesome family guy, and he's pretty much dominated in the 198s in this area. And you kind of said it, right? Like he just, because of conflicts and because of like other financial, like there's no real incentive for him to go overseas for certain matches that kind of make up for the days lost. He's just never had the opportunity to really compete with these high level people that I think he could do well against. So we figured, you know what, let's try to get a match for him here. And I've been a huge fan of Nicholas since like R. Morris days and seeing him kill it over there with like Cobra Rhodes. So I think it's going to be an awesome match. Two top rollers, like barely compromise their hands. So it's going to be dope.
Yeah, I can't wait for that one. Also, Chris, what happens to the event if Leroy wins in
You might see a very sad commentator. You're gonna have to give all the energy you can.
I'll do my best. No, that is cool. And then of course everyone in the comments, like Lucha Pagliacci's up and about. Zvetan Gashevsky versus Craig Tullier. I mean, how do you say that? Like, this is a pay-per-view match that you're giving away for free. I think, like everyone else in the comments section, is just baffled by it.
Well, yeah. So one thing that I think might be getting lost on the people that are having questions about our YouTube live is it all stems back to what we said prior, is for the people, by the people. So, like, as you had mentioned, right, Jason Merlot, he is a local guy, but he's an absolute beast. One that's not on this visual right here is Paul Cruise Control Cruz. He's another massive up-and-comer. So our goal is not just to have these athletes that are of, we'll call them like elite status, but to also give an opportunity to these guys that are amazing athletes, but their names might just not be known about yet. Yeah. So it's, as Chris had mentioned, we don't want to call it an undercard. It's just another way to create exposure for all these athletes. And honestly, the main reason why we couldn't fit Craig Tullier and Gashevsky on the pay-per-view is we did want to limit it to 5 matches. Because as you know, as a fan and everyone listening, we love East versus West, but sometimes it can get tough when you're watching it for, let's say, 5 hours or so. It's a really long day. And we wanted to really be able to pump as much energy, as much production, and as much excitement into a smaller number of matches. And we think 5 is just the perfect number, not to mention the high 5, that whole thing. So that's really the only reason why. But it's creating opportunity for people who don't have that name yet. And giving a little teaser, like, guys, just check this out and now go get the pay-per-view because it's going to get even crazier.
Mate, that match could steal the show, and you're giving it away for free. That's how good these guys at the High Five arm wrestling are, because you're getting Gashevsky and Tullier free. That is just unbelievable. Angelo, my man, what's the date of the event? August 26th. Can we get tickets to attend in person? Well, yes, you can. You head over to the high5aw.com and you can buy tickets right now, Angelo. Where in Jersey is it? It is in Fort Lee, New Jersey. Is that right? Did I get it right?
Right. Yep.
Yeah. See, I've been studying. I want to get it. So I want to get it right.
If you've been studying, and if I have paid for my own match, I don't have a long history, but do you know my competitive history in arm wrestling?
Oh. Not yet. Not yet.
So you just pulled out that third place, right? Here we go. Here's my I have it right here. My first ever tournament was Keystone last year. It's hard to see.
Hold it in front of your body. Hold it in front of your body.
Third place, left arm. The stupid background. But Keystone, PA. So we both have a third place trophy here. So,
well, that looked like a medallion to me. But let's not split hairs.
It's only made of wood. Don't worry. It's not much.
That's the one thing I always find funny is, like, I'll do shows and everything, or I'll a weekend or a tournament will go past, and like people will send me messages and they're like, dude, I come third, like on the left arm. and they'll send me pictures and everything. So it's pretty cool that's happening. But yeah, at the moment, I think I've been offered $7,000 for a match for that trophy. So I'll keep bumping that price up before I get on the table and defend this. Armenian arm wrestler says, he says, I like what I'm seeing from High Five. Guys, if I'm being honest with you, this is only the beginning. Go over to the High Five Arm Wrestling Instagram page, and just even their little promo videos of announcing matches and things like that. yeah, these guys know what they're doing on a production level. So I definitely please get involved. Get over to the High Five Arm Wrestling social media pages. Tell them the Aussie Arm Wrestler sent you. It's going to be brilliant. Now, when we roll up here, and we've got Sabine Badalescu and Chan Shaw here. Any of these matches on the pay-per-view, any of these weight restricted?
So the only one that has a weight cap would be the Gabby and Felicia match, but in reality, it's really what they compete at in WAFs anyways. So that was like their normal tournament weight anyways. Yeah, everybody else, it's the floodgates are open, and you're going to see the biggest and best of what they have to offer.
Ooh, it's going to be brilliant. Let me get back to the poll. Ooh, it's split down the middle. 55% saying Big Willie B Freestyle is going to get the win over Leroy Walker there. So we'll end that poll. I do like this Chance Shaw match. I do like this Sabine match. One, it'll be cool to meet Chance in person. Been speaking to him for years now. It's the one thing I'm very grateful for people like yourself at the High Five. I get to, it's nice to just see that people are different heights and they all have legs, because the only time I talk to people is, from the waist up, because I live on the other side of the world, and it takes me 24 hours to fly anywhere, even in my own country. So it'll be good to hang out with Chance Shaw. You clearly you've been having this plan for a few months. Are you happy or sad? I'll get both your opinions, and I'll start with you, Chris. Are you happy or sad that when this has all been kicking off with Ryan Espy and the ethics committee and things like that, were you like, hey, we've got Ryan Espy's next match? Like, have you seen this as something positive for High Five, or are you just thinking to yourself, shut up, Ryan? Sure. Let's just let this all go away.
Yeah. So I think that's a very fair question, right? Just because, like you said, we had no idea this was coming, and there's no way to see it coming, right? But it's kind of the reality of what we're facing now. But for what it's worth, I haven't really seen, and talking to Ryan hasn't made an official statement of his part of what's going on between him and Devin. I think it's great because like now there's tons of people that want to see him pull, and let's call it what it is. He is kind of the underdog with this Wagner match. So our hopes are to see like the people that support him come watch, because you might see this huge upset. The people that hate him, well, you got a great opportunity to hate him some more, because you're going to see him pull one of the best left hands in the world. That also happens to be, like you said, one of the arguably ethically shaking the table monsters. So you kind of get everything that you're looking for.
Yeah, it'd be great. What do you think, Will? Were you ready to send him a couple of text messages?
No. I mean, to be honest, I'm a very straight shooter when it comes to the table. So do I think honestly, I think this is getting a bit blown out of proportion.
That's what we do on the internet. 100%. Yeah. We do right? With the live commentary.
You called me a name. But at the end of the day, we're giving him an opportunity and we're super excited about it. And I really think this is just going to create more buzz about the match. Now, in terms of what happened over there, that's between them. Like I said, I get crazy on the table. I love to have a lot of fun, and it is a fine line, right? Where like what's appropriate and what's not. But they're grown men. Let them decide that. Let them figure that out themselves. But I think at the end of the day, I don't think it's going to hurt our pay-per-view. If anything, I hope it riles Ryan up to just have a killer performance. And as Chris said, I hope people are like, well, let's see what he does now, and just tune in.
Yeah, there'd be two things I would do if I were Ryan Espy. One, I would cycle out of my brains so I'd beat Wagner and then call Devin out and keep it all going. And two, I would ride this ethics committee thing. Like, I would turn up to the High Five saying King of Ethics and things like that. And on the back saying, I'll report you. But one thing, hanging out with Ryan Bowen, he was like, man, this bloody delusional Ryan Bowen and da-da-da. And then it just clicked to him. we were just like, dude, just own it. If you are enjoying it, people will stop. You know, people, if you are embracing the delusional thing and you're saying it, and now it's completely died down. Like, you hardly hear any delusional Ryan Bowen. So if Ryan SB, I know you'll watch this a little bit later on, buddy. Buy yourself a King of Ethics shirt and on the back say, I'll report you. Really own it and make it a gimmick. And you can sell some shirts on your website, build up your channel. I think we got something going there. I really do.
We put Ryan in Crocs.
Now you're just kicking a man while he's down by putting Ryan in Crocs. Do you want his feet amputated or something like that? Bloody hell.
Oh, my God.
Silky Wilkie's in the chat. He says, high five, dress code. Oh, here we bloody go.
Oh, God.
High five, dress code dictates the pullers have to have identical haircuts. You'll need to get SB there early to shave his head. Imagine that. I'm tempted to shave my head, but I'll wait till after. Knuckles up. I'll wait till after that. Maybe if some. Thank you very much, Silky Wookie, for all your super chats. Really appreciate it, my good man. Maybe if somehow Leroy Walker wins in like the biggest upset in sporting history, maybe I'll let Will shave my head mid pay-per-view. Like when we transfer from YouTube Live to pay-per-view, maybe I'll just let you shave my head because there's no chance you're losing.
All I ask is that when I beat him 5-0, that you celebrate with a crock toast, and we'll just take our shoes off and just.
Yeah, I'd have to take my shoes off because like my hips are so bad, I can't. I wouldn't be able to lift. I wouldn't be able to lift my foot up and give you a high five with my foot. That's for sure. Dustin Hopper's come in, says Ryan will lose. Who knows, man? Who knows? Ryan's right. I think what people will forget is like Ryan Espy is like a real decent puller. He got manhandled by someone that probably has 4 people on the planet that can beat him. Like Devon's no joke. You don't have to. You don't have to. Losing to Devon is no meme. Oh no, Ryan, you gotta put your face in the Michael Jordan crying face. Do that, Ryan. That would be the best. Oh, you're a superstar, Ryan. That would be really good. That would be really good. So then we'll roll on. So Gabriela Vasconcelos, she's the greatest female arm wrestler of all time. You could say she's number 2 in the world now, behind Barboza. Was Felicia looking for this match? Was it? How did this match come about? Because a lot of people aren't in a hurry. Like at one stage, Gabby was like becoming the female Levant. Everyone was like, I'm just going to pull for number 2 in the world.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I mean, some backstory on this was they were actually supposed to pull at the Brazil Arnold Classic. So they had that kind of preset, but unfortunately it fell through just due to like sponsorship and a conflict of schedule. So the biggest thing is to really take into consideration is I know a lot of people currently don't know Felicia, but if we go back to the WL days, they both are hammer holders. Felicia is also multiple time like finalist at Worlds, so they're at that high level. And then also if we take into consideration that Gabby is cutting some weight to get to this match, so the Gabby that we saw go against Barboza is not going to be the same Gabby, and you're thinking of like a very strong hook with Gabby and a super strong top roll with Felicia. So I think it's a real good contrast of styles. That could be a cool matchup.
Yeah. Will, how much weight is Gabby dropping for this match?
I don't think it's much. I want to say it's like 25 pounds. I mean, I should say for me that's not that much, but for her that's a decent amount. But once again, as we know, like if anyone who's an athlete who's had to make a weight cut, in the short period of time, only about 50% of it is probably, let's say, fat. The other 50%, you're just going to do a massive water cut like the week of. So I'm sure she'll be able to rehydrate pretty well. Honestly, I'm not too worried in terms of her performance. She's done this before, I'm sure, plenty of times. So I'm sure it's just going to be a quick, once the weigh-in's done, chug a ton of water. Who knows? Maybe she'll get like an IV. I know that's become very popular within the sport, and just be rocking and rolling the next day.
Yeah. Beautiful, beautiful. Are there any, like, what you were talking about rules and IVs, and obviously king of the table 6 with the oxygen tank. Are there any major do's and don'ts at Knuckles Up?
Let's see. Don't spit on your opponent. I think that's pretty fair.
Okay, fair enough. I'll take that.
But honestly, we're going to be releasing our rule set soon. It's pretty standard. We have a couple of adjustments just to really make it as fluid for the athletes and for the viewers as possible. But Chris, correct me if I'm wrong. I can't think of anything, not allowed. Right? I mean, if you want, hell, shoot some adrenaline in your ass before you get on stage. For all I care, let's make this happen. I'm all for it.
Hey, no.
So I'm not a doctor and I can't support anything that Will just said. But so
on the waiver before you shoot adrenaline in your arm.
But the biggest thing, right, is that we're not a federation of any sort. We're not IFA. We're not PAL. We're not WAF. So all these athletes are coming in as individuals just as much as the refs are. So as far as our rule set goes, it's really there just to set parameters to say, like, we want to make sure that this is the best match that we could possibly put together. And, no one's losing on like getting fouled out, but then there's also not like egregious running fouls. We want to kind of have a happy marriage of the two. But yeah, so, I mean, it's fair game. We just want to see the best polling that we can really put together.
Yeah, nice. I'll ask everyone in the comments, when it comes to the rules meeting, and let me all know, would you prefer A, to see the rules meeting live, or B, a 15 to 20 minute video right before, say, the press conference or something like that? Is there anything about the rules meeting that you would love to see? Get it up and about. Please let me know there. White Wolf with a super chat. Thank you, my man. He says, announcing our surprise gets Paula at Knuckles Up. Devin Larratt. And he gets to pull whoever he wants in an epic ethics committee free zone cage match. White Wolf, you superstar. I wish you could fly over White Wolf. He's based out of LA. I wish you could fly over and have another beer with me. Really good guy. Really, really appreciate it. Really appreciate it.
We've got a deal on the hotel rooms. Just save a couple bucks and fly over. Come on, man.
Mate, I would happily let White Wolf share my bed.
There you go.
Absolutely. I'm no diva. If it means more people can attend the event, I'm happy to share my bed. Any IVs would be considered performance enhancing the day before. Depends how you really look at it. Anything's performance enhancing. Like if someone has coffee in the morning, that's performance enhancing. If someone watches a motivational video, listens to music, that's performance enhancing. It's I get what you're saying though, Silky. I get what you're saying. When will the press conference be? The day before? ?
Yes, the press conference will be the day before. It will be live on our YouTube channel. Don't remember if I pull up our that schedule you were talking about earlier, Jake. I could pull up the exact time, but I believe it's around. It should be about 6 p.m. ish on our live on the 25th.
There you go. So 6 p.m. Eastern, about an hour when I usually start my show, guys. So. Yeah, perfect there. I'll keep reminding everyone time and time again, and I'll keep sharing it. But, yeah, make sure you just stay ahead of the game and head over to the High Five Arm Wrestling YouTube channel, and it'll be brilliant there. King Hoddle wants the rules meeting to be live. It's part of the entertainment. In all grist to the mill. There you go, says King Hoddle. your superstar. There you go, Tall Paul. So it'll be there. I mean, was it hard? So moving to the Barboza Derbedenyev matchup, was it hard booking Pavlo because he's so active?
So no, I mean, in terms of Pavlo, he's an awesome guy as well. I think in terms of his availability, he's really just like, hey man, I'll pull whoever, and especially in regards to these, like, I want to say he's coming up because he's already had, he's beaten people like Ron Bath already, and obviously he's beaten Marcio before, so I think he's already there. But yeah, it was just really just the availability. We were able to squeeze him in right after his match with Sandris, and that's kind of what threw us off too with the whole East versus West timing. We didn't expect it to be a month right after the one that's happening in a week. So, but yeah, I mean, look at him. His videos with his training looks like he's ready to go. So I think anytime, any place, he's good.
Oh, look, we can just start the conspiracy saying that East versus West only put on the event because they're scared of Knuckles Up. So we can start that conspiracy. They had to book Devin just in case. So,
hey, I didn't say it. Okay.
Nah, we're all thinking it.
No, if you don't mind me saying, honestly, Engen, if you're listening, my phone number is 973-980-0418. Now I might get random phone calls from Australian people, whoever's listening. We would love to talk to him. Like, we're like super, like, we were hoping we would get a phone call from Engen and be like, what are you guys doing? And we're like, I don't know. We're just putting on a fun event. Like, let's do this together. Like we were so surprised, honestly. We were shocked. Like when that happened, Chris, myself, Jason, we get on the phone. Like, did you see it? Did you see what happened? What's going on? Like, but yeah, we would love to chat with them. And as Chris had mentioned, like, we're loyal buyers. We've bought every single East versus West and every single King of the Table. Yeah. So there's no better way that we could support other than flying over to Turkey,
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So for all those playing at home, there's no conflict between the two. It was just a bit of bad luck. So yeah, let's just squash all the rumors there. Paul Tom Cruise is in the chat. He says, can't wait for this one. And he'll be in the opening matchup against Mr. Vasconcelos, as in Vitor Gabriella's husband there. So looking forward to that matchup, Paul. Yeah, that'll be really good. Silky Wilkie, thank you very much, you bloody dead set legend. Says, put the written rules in the video description. You can have a translated version of a rules meeting covering main points, foul discrepancies. Doesn't have to be long for viewers, and you can read any of the remainder. Stilkey, you come up with a lot in your super chats. First of all, thank you, because you're a genuine superstar. But I reckon you're onto something here. I reckon... Hang on, let me just take this down, because we're covering Paul Will's face with the super chat. I think you are onto something here by at least putting it in the description of it. I think everyone wants to know, and I'd only be guessing, running fouls, yes or no, where the arm lies in the King's move, and the elbow fouls. I think they're the three main ones everyone wants to talk about. But to have the actual rules in the description, and then we can say that during the live, yeah, brilliant. Brilliant. You're even flying over referees, aren't you?
That we are. Yes, correct. Yep. So that was another thing with our event is, I think I want to say it was one of the past East versus West. I think it might have been the Devin and
Gennady,
thank you. Devin and Gennady match. There was some like dramas. Oh, well, it was because of the refs and all. So we're like, you know what? Let's do the right thing. Let's have a ref from stateside. Let's have a ref from overseas. They're both super qualified, and they have a massive background in multiple federations, and they've done just their experience sheet is huge. So yeah, we have Sean Hancock from the United States, and we have Chris. I'm going to mess up her last name, Judy. She's from Poland.
Just call it Judy from Poland. Judy from Poland. Everyone knows who Judy from Poland is.
So we have the two of them reffing that day, and I think that the biggest thing we want to mention is that they are following our rule set, and that's the most important thing. Is because we've had some things like, are they strict? Are they not strict? This, that, whatever. They are strict to following our rule set, and it's that simple. So don't worry about them fouling out people when they shouldn't, whatever. They're going to follow it to a T. And we've put a lot of thought behind our rule set to make sure that, as we had mentioned prior, it's great for the viewer, great for the athlete, great for everybody.
Yeah, there you go. So everyone that's really interested in the rules, I will be studying the rules as well, so I can explain. So Will and I can explain to everyone when they're calling the action, or even during Will's one. Oh, that was another thing, just quickly. So you said, Will, that you were going to win 5-0, clearly, because you booked yourself in a match. You're not going to book yourself to lose. We've been through that. But best of 5, first of 5, what's the count?
So it's best of 5. Now, the goal, right, is with all these matches is we want them to go all 5 rounds. If at any point, let's say I were to have the first 3 rounds and someone to get injured or whatever, the opponent would then claim those other 2 rounds. So pretty straightforward. Yeah.
Yep. So you're pulling all 5 rounds regardless.
Yes, correct. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Russell Miranda, another banger there. Let me just get the, I'll show you exactly where you need to go. Head over, please, everybody, when you get a chance. Right here to the high 5. Oh, I just clicked on a video. Yep, I don't have content for that. So head over. So that's their cool logo there. I love 5-pointed stars. They're tattooed all over my body. So you've got my attention there. But head over to the High 5 Arm Wrestling channel. This is where the live event will be. I mean, even this little pic here with Marcio Barboza, you can tell that your production value is going to be great. So I am definitely looking forward to it. So you've got the official card there. It did get updated with the Paul Cruz Munez match, but please, guys, head over right here. The High 5. Oh,
yeah, if you want to show them, click on that 4th video where that speaker's hanging. That's just a little teaser of the level of production we're going to be putting on that day.
Is there any music on this?
There might be. So I don't know. Yeah, you might want to
hang on.
Yeah.
So I'll put it on sound. But look at that. Yeah, this is the video I was watching either last night or this morning. But look at that. Like, this is just ridiculous. Yeah, in a good way. Like, how amazing is this?
Yeah, our a shout out to our production crew. It's called Sandell Sound. They really do something special. They don't just do small venues. They pack NJ Pack, which is near us, which is a massive venue. They've done stadiums. They've done 20,000 person weddings, everything you could think of, they've done it. So we're super happy and proud to be working with them for this event.
Yeah, they look the real deal, that's for sure. I think that's one thing I'm like mega excited about by getting over there, like dealing with really, really good production companies. And it's just getting better and better. So that's what I love about the sport. It is evolving, and then awesome guys like you are coming in and just trying to change the game. So I want to be there at the bottom of it with your first event. So I'm very, very honored that I've even been thought about and not only thought about, but actually invited to call the action here. Carolyn has just dropped another super chat. Thank you very much, superstar. Says, Will, not you, Chris, not you, Jason, but Will. Love what you're doing. East Coast needs more pay-per-views. Every time I mention East Coast, I feel like I'm going to get on stage and get booed by everyone, like Snoop Dogg at the award show. To be like, the East Coast got no love for Aussie arm wrestler. You say the East Coast got no love for Aussie? No, I've got huge support out there, so I'm excited to meet like a lot of guys from the 98%. Hopefully, Carolyn will be at the event. P.S. Will, with your strongman background, would you do a grip challenge via internet versus Derek Smith and others? East Coast, Beast Coast
Well,
Challenge. I like the title.
First off,
The East Coast Challenge.
shout out to Caroline for doing her homework. Yeah, I would love to. It's actually very funny. One thing I was like showing off to Chris was like, I can close a captain of Crush, blah, 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 whatever. And he was like, yeah, that's not going to help you that much on the table. But I think that would be so cool. I would love to just do like an Instagram live where we like pull out grippers or pinch blocks or whatever it may be and try to do like a little grip thing. That'd be super fun. I would love to do it.
Yeah, I like that. The Schmoes jumped in and said, did they forget to book Aussie arm wrestler a match? He was undefeated in the US for 3 minutes and 37 seconds. Well, the Schmo, they showed me their budget for the event. And let's just say that, the stack wasn't big enough to get me a match there. The stack wasn't big enough. Robert Kelly's in the chat. He loves playing in the production game. Got to see him go at it first up live. He's a one-man wrecking crew, and he's only going to get better. Shout out to you, Robert Kelly. Troy Bounce Fit, my man Troy. What up, buddy? Says ready bang. Big up to Will, Chris, and the whole High Five family. Can't wait for the end of August. Going to be a crazy event. I just want to, I do smile whenever I see people write high five like that. Oh, damn it. Hang on. Because in Australia,
Oh, God.
Good old bloody Australia. Let me just share the screen here with you, legends.
I thought that was an interesting way to write it. I've never actually seen that before until today. So,
well, there you go. So if I'll go to images. We have a popular children's.
That is so funny.
1, 2, 3, 4. High five. 1, 2, 3, 4. High five. And they have this wicked Christmas song. Santa Claus is coming. Santa Claus is coming. He's not very far away. Time to hang the stockings up. Tomorrow's Christmas Day. So when people write high five like that, I do smile.
oh wow,
Reminds me of back home. So,
maybe that should be our new logo. That should definitely be our new logo.
Yeah, absolutely.
Love it.
100% choices. East Coast at 98% have nothing but love for the Aussie arm wrestler. And that's one thing that did you hear me sing the high five song? So quickly come say hi. This is my beautiful wife. So this is Will and Chris, and of course, you know the usual suspects in the chat.
Yeah, I do.
Their arm wrestling group's called the High Five Arm Wrestling. And then
Are these guys Australian?
no.
Oh.
No.
But then it was, where was it? See how it was written here?
Oh, high five.
But they don't know. So I sang him the Santa Claus is coming.
Oh, that is a
Santa
good
Claus. See?
And then they go, high five.
But these are the guys bringing me to New Jersey in 4 weeks.
Whoa, that's cool.
So there you go. Okay.
I disappeared to grab something. It was lovely to meet you guys.
Yes,
Nice to meet you.
too.
Have fun.
Thank you. So some people know about the high five here in Australia. Beauty, all right. So let's get back. Main event. This is a sexy main event. Yordan Tsonev looking to crack the top 10, top 15, depending on where you rate Dave Chaffee. And I think people just don't understand the power that Dave Chaffee has. Yes, okay, he's not beating Archer Morozov, top 5 in the world. He's not beating Devin Larratt, top 5 in the world. He's not beating Erdemis Gasparini, arguably number 2 in the world. So, yeah, it is. I am very interested to see Yordan's match. Did anyone want this match, or was it just, hey guys, what do you think about pulling each other?
Oh, sorry, it's not like you. But yeah, so I mean,
Chris, fire off,
yeah.
Chris. You go first.
I got you. So I mean, in terms of the whole Dave and Yordan matchup, right? We saw what Yordan had done with Sandris and kind of how he's been dominant in his weight class, especially in that like deep hook. And we've kind of seen the progression of Dave, right? How a lot of his matches used to be a lot of hook heavy when you'd go against like some plank off and stuff like that. But now you're seeing a lot more of this, like more, especially when he pulled Levad, more of like back pressure, top roll, flat handed kind of move. And then obviously he has his press now. So we thought it'd be great in terms of a matchup. But no, so they didn't say themselves that they wanted the matchup, but we thought it'd be an awesome opportunity where, just like with our YouTube live, to see an up and comer from a local standpoint, you're going to see an up and comer from an international standpoint, get an opportunity to take a crack at one of the top, if not the top, in like North America.
Yeah, brilliant. Anything else to add, Will? I like this match. I think it's a great main event.
I'm actually super excited for Dave because, as we all know, he just got his stem cells, I want to say 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
And around that 6-week mark from my own research is when I really start to like make it a decent difference. And I think that's the name of the game for Dave. Like, even with our talks with him, you've met him multiple times. He's a very quiet, calm, down to earth kind of guy. And
great guy. Him and his wife, they're fantastic people.
When an opportunity is presented to him, like when we got on the call with him, he was just like, yeah, let's do it. I'm down. And I almost think that's probably to like his detriment, because he's just ready bang all the time, right? He's all for it. So we hope that he heals up. He has an amazing match, and he can take that 6 months, like he had mentioned, maybe even a year, to just really let those stem cells work, heal up, and hopefully on Knuckles Up 2, he'll be back again. We'll see, and just we want him to heal up and just have an amazing match. And I think that's what's going to happen. I think he can finally just, get these stem cells working and come back to the Dave Chaffee that we all know, because it's there. It's just when anybody who's ever had an injury like that, it just makes doing what you have to do so much harder.
Yeah, it's and don't forget, head over to MaximumBang.com, get yourself some Dave Chaffee trading cards. I'm telling you, they are killer. But yeah, I am super excited for Dave. Dave's actually coming to Australia, I think, early 2024. Yep. So that's going to be exciting as well. So with Knuckles Up, let's Knuckles Up 1, huge success. Yeah, loved everything that goes about it. What's the ultimate goal? I'll start with you, Chris. What's the ultimate goal that you're hoping for Knuckles Up? Is it like your WrestleMania and it's like, right, August, every bloody year, Knuckles Up 1, 2, Knuckles Up 10? Are you looking at the UFC route where you'll maybe dip your water with 2 a year, 3 a year? What's hopefully the main goal for Knuckles Up?
Yeah, so I think you kind of hit the nail on the head, where we want to have roughly like maybe 3 a year, 4 a year, just not to oversaturate the market, but to get some consistency in there, and also give the athletes an ability to kind of prep and rest in between the matches, right? We don't want them to get overused and almost like get injured in the process of trying to keep up with the schedule. But we'd like to do is essentially create qualifiers, tournaments, because that's a big thing that people have been asking about this one. Hey, is there a tournament connected with it? Unfortunately for this one, there isn't. But we'd love to have an opportunity for these up and comers, not only from the East Coast, but all over the nation, to get an opportunity to be on these high production value events to prove that, the US has something to offer. And then we'll have those athletes from overseas to come over and compete here. And, I think it'd be a good opportunity to not only get those up and comers, but kind of show that the US can do it just as well, even better.
Yeah, I like the idea of qualifiers and things like that. I think it's going to be brilliant. I definitely like it. Russell, the pre-order for the pay-per-view will be on their website within a week or so, guys.
Yeah, if not less. We're shooting it for it to be live on Monday, but if not, definitely this week it will be live for pre-sale.
Yep.
Yeah, just send me it when it's live as well, and I'll share it with all of my guys. My guys as well. Wise old man just wants to know: is there practice this Sunday?
Yes, there is.
Yes, there is.
Every Sunday, up 5 to 8.
Yeah, I do like it. Okay, yeah. So a few a year, that'd be brilliant. Geez, the way it's all coming about, I might bloody end up living in America if this goes well. Tim Talmadge events go well. Bloody hell, Larry Wheels puts on an event.
Yeah.
I don't know how I'm going to get off this call and tell my wife that I might not come home. Bloody hell. See you later, Fast Like You Know. We're only going to be for a few more minutes, guys. We're only going to be for a few more minutes here. I believe the 98% will be going live as well on their YouTube channel. I might pop in and quickly say g'day to them before I have to go do my thing, because it is Saturday morning here. Guys, is there anything that we haven't covered? I'll start with you, Will. Is there anything that we haven't really covered, or something real important that you want everyone to know?
Well, I'll hold the real important thing for a sec, but you named someone interesting. You know, you're saying about me doing this match. What about Larry Wheels? You know, Larry was on the first, 3 King of the Tables?
Yep.
I'm just saying, Larry, love you, but I will not have a losing winning streak on my hands. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah, well, the difference being is Larry wanted to give himself a challenge and test him out.
Here, I'll say this. How about this? When I win this one, Jake, you can pick my next one, okay?
Wow.
Oh,
wow. Okay.
Okay.
Just don't give me a top 5 in the world, okay? Like, I'm not there yet, all right?
Here we go. This will be.
I'll make a promise to you on that. If and when I win this one, I'm making the announcement right here. The Aussie arm wrestler will pick my next super match at Knuckles Up 2.
That is brilliant. Do we have a date for Knuckles Up 2?
We don't want to put our foot in our mouths, obviously.
Yeah.
We're really just super focused on getting this one perfect and knocking it out of the park. All I'll say is, if it all goes well, we would probably hope maybe in the next 4 to 6 months to do the next one.
Okay.
But
so
yeah,
we're in
as for the just the last thing I want to add is just, I can't say it enough. We're doing something special, something really special for the people.
I believe it too. I believe it. Yeah, just seeing bits and pieces and hearing the way you guys talk. Yeah, I genuinely believe it. I'm not coming over for an easy payday and a quick trip to New Jersey. I genuinely believe just seeing some of your videos, your clips, the way you're dealing with your athletes, the way you're communicating with your teams and everything like that. It's not just a share a story and whatever. You know, I don't get to see you, Silky. We won't be too long. See you later, buddy. Thanks for everything, mate. Yeah, I genuinely believe it, and I'm very, very excited for it. So I can't wait. I can't wait to get over there and see how it's all going to pan out.
It's going to be so exciting for the people in person. And the best part about the whole thing is we're doing a lot to make sure that the experience that you get on the pay-per-view is as close as to what you can get when you're in person too. So, but there's nothing better than when the speakers are thumping your chest and you hear the roar of the crowd in person. That's why get those tickets, guys. Like we said, gold is sold out. Silver's almost gone. Grab them while they're still hot.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Chris, anything to add before we wrap up the show?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, just a big thank you to get us to where we are now, from everyone that supported us from when we were nothing. And we're still super small as it is. And especially the people on our team. There is a village behind us that's helping us put this together, between like Joe on our production crew and Francis that's helping us with the venue, and Norm that's helped us translate with all these international pullers that we tried to reach out to. You know, it seems like it's just the 3 of us doing it, but there is a big group behind us, and we couldn't be more thankful. And hopefully with your support, getting us to put this first event through and making it as big as we can make it, we'll have more to come for you guys.
Yeah, well, their usual suspects will be behind you, and they will definitely buy some pay-per-views and support. In the meantime, head over to the High Five YouTube page, the High Five Arm Wrestling YouTube page. Head over to the High Five Instagram page as well. You'll see it. They've got a sick logo. If you got 5-pointed stars on it, I am all over it there. And of course, we've got Big Willie B Freestyle. He's going to be pulling at the event, and he'll be joining me in the commentary as well. And then what appears to be the brains and the organization behind it, the Flamingo, Chris Florendo is in there. It's only because your last name starts with FL, buddy. I am sorry
I don't know
about that.
about these nicknames here. They're
These
a little
nicknames are
questionable.
sticky. No, it is there. Please support it. I will be talking about it a bit more, and then after East versus West next weekend, I'm going to try and get as many athletes on the show, and if I can get them all head to head for the podcast, so you know that I'll go live and I'll get it there. But I will get as many athletes as I can on the show to promote the event. So, guys, from the High Five Arm Wrestling team and the Aussie Arm Wrestler, we are out of here. Go over to the 98% now. I might see you over there in a few minutes.